Have you ever wondered what it takes for someone to miss you so much that they can't forget your presence? Maybe it's someone you admire, a connection that feels out of reach, or even a lost love you want to rekindle. Whatever the case, everyone wants to know how to make someone miss me even if they're not interested right now. Let's be honest, the movie-like romances or perfect couples we see on social media are rarely real. The meticulous editing for the camera separates them from the messy, unfiltered reality of human connection. But these polished fantasies make us long for real relationships, even if they're not interested right now. The truth is that real relationships are messy, unpredictable, and beautifully imperfect. The best part is that you don't have to change anyone or fake anything to become someone else. Instead, adopt a Stoic mindset where you focus on controlling your actions, mastering your emotions, and becoming a person who naturally leaves an impression. Instead of trying to get their attention, imagine that your genuine presence draws them in. During this journey, you will acquire 9 life-changing habits that align with the principles of Stoic philosophy. These aren't tricks or gimmicks. They're PR principles that will help you build inner strength, confidence, and a magnetic authenticity. If you stick with me, you'll learn the most powerful habit that will change your life forever. Are you ready to take charge of your story? Let's start with show your true face. The phrase show your true self means different things to different people. In a world where many people wear masks and act like someone they're not to get love or praise, being real is a rare and valuable trait. How long ago was the last time you let someone see the real you? If you're unsure, you're not alone. Whether consciously or unconsciously, most of us learn that we must adapt to what others desire in order to win their love. But let me question that idea. Why would you want someone to miss a fake version of you? True authenticity is loving yourself without shame, not being perfect. Think about it. When you meet someone who is completely comfortable in their own skin, don't you feel drawn to them? They have an attractive quality that makes you want to be close to them. This is the power of being real. Stoicism teaches us to live in balance with nature, which includes our own nature. When you stop trying to fit in, you start to stand out. Marcus Aurelius says, "Be content with what you have and don't want to change it. Want nothing else." When you live authentically, you align with your true self, and this alignment is what gives you confidence. Because you're confident, you stop seeking approval and become someone people want to be around. It's that easy, but here's the catch. Being genuine can be intimidating. What if they don't like the real you? What if they don't like how open you are? Would you want to be with someone who doesn't like you for who you are? The fear of rejection keeps us from being ourselves, but Stoicism reminds us that rejection is out of our hands. What we can control is how we choose to show up. Imagine walking into a room not worrying about whether people like you or not. How freeing would that feel? The key is to let go of the need to impress. Instead of overthinking every word and action, trust that your authenticity will connect with the right people. If they miss the real you, it's because they've connected with something real, not a mask. Now stop and think about what parts of yourself you're hiding and what mask you're wearing to fit in. Most importantly, ask yourself if it's worth it. Showing someone your true self is the first thing that will make them miss you. No one remembers someone who blends in. They remember someone who was brave enough to be different, who loved their quirks, and who was sure of who they were. When you start living authentically, amazing things start to happen. You start to attract the right people and push away the wrong ones. Your connections become stronger, deeper, and more meaningful. And when those individuals aren't around, they will miss you because their bond with you is rooted in genuine authenticity. By doing this, you're not just becoming someone worth missing. You're becoming someone who is not forgettable. Not forgettable. Do this first to live by the Stoic philosophy. Act in accordance with your true self, fearless and confident. But being real is only the start. Next, we'll look at a powerful principle that takes this idea even further. Finding strength in solitude. Stay with me as we explore 2 additional reasons to find strength beyond the first 2. Find strength in being alone. Being alone. Many people associate solitude with negative emotions. They think of being alone and feeling lonely, rejected, or even like a failure. But is solitude really a weakness, or have we misunderstood its true power? When was the last time you were truly happy, alone, with nothing else going on, and saw it as a chance instead of a punishment? If you don't like being alone, here's a truth. Being able to be content in solitude is one of the best qualities a person can have. We constantly face notifications, social media, and endless chatter in today's constantly connected world. The fear of missing out keeps us tethered to this noise, making it difficult to sit quietly with ourselves. But here's the paradox. The more you depend on outside approval to feel fulfilled, the less control you have over your inner peace, and the less control you have, the more you push people away. This is because dependence is repellent and independence is magnetic. Marcus Aurelius said that a person can find a calmer and more peaceful place to retreat than in his own soul. What does this mean for you? This implies that solitude is not a void that requires filling, but rather a space for personal growth. These quiet moments teach you who you are, what you value, and what you want. When you spend time alone, you can reconnect with yourself, and your energy changes. You stop needing other people to feel complete, and you start choosing connections from a place of strength. Consider this. How can you attract others to you if you're not at peace with yourself? Solitude is the place where confidence is born. When you can be proud of your own company without others' company, you project. Independence is one of the most attractive traits a person can have. Are your heroes always seeking attention or approval? Instead, they are likely the ones who appear unaffected by external circumstances and radiate self-assurance. That's the power of solitude. It makes you more independent. When you embrace solitude, it sends a message of clarity and calm confidence that people can't help but notice. I derive pleasure from solitude due to my self-esteem, which is its greatest attribute. Not only does solitude help you, it also helps your interactions. People start to notice your absence, your silence becomes interesting, and your independence creates a sense of mystery. They start to wonder what they're thinking, what they're doing, and why they're not constantly trying to get my attention anymore. This isn't a game or manipulation. It's about respecting your own boundaries and letting others see your value from a distance. When you relinquish the pursuit of constant interaction, you allow others to reflect on your presence and mourn its absence. But how do you embrace solitude without becoming lonely? The key is how you think. Being alone doesn't mean you're alone when you choose to spend time with yourself to grow, think, and recharge. Use this time to explore your interests. If you're content with yourself, you don't need other people to complete you. Instead, you add value to every interaction. So, I want to ask you, are you ready to step away from the noise and embrace the strength that solitude offers? Are you willing to challenge yourself to find peace in those quiet moments, knowing that they will make you stronger and more confident? If you've ever felt overwhelmed by the need to always connect, now is your chance to take control. If this sounds like you, I encourage you to act right away. Think about a time when you were pleased to be by yourself. What did it feel like? What did you learn about yourself? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below and use the phrase, "One finds strength and solitude," to demonstrate your dedication to this life-changing habit. If you're finding value in this journey, show your support by liking this video. Your feedback not only inspires me, but it also helps spread these Stoic principles to others who might need them. Let's build a community of self-aware, confident people who aren't afraid to embrace their solitude. Next, we'll explore a habit that aligns perfectly with this concept. Let go and do your best to stay with me, as this is where real freedom begins. Make your utmost effort and give it your all. Try your best and let go. Have you ever overthought every little thing after trying to impress someone? Perhaps you examined every word and gesture and wondered if it was enough. Or maybe after putting your heart into something, you couldn't let go of the outcome, hoping for the approval you craved. Let me ask you this. How often does holding on to these worries really change the outcome? The truth is that we can only control our actions. The rest is out of our hands. Focus on what you can control and let go of the rest. In relationships, this means doing your best and then stepping back, not holding on, not obsessing, and just letting things happen as they will. But why is it difficult to let go? It's because we're afraid of the unknown. We fear rejection, failure, or inadequacy. Fear makes us hold on tighter, chase harder, and try to control what isn't ours. But here's the paradox. A desperate person will be avoided, but a self-respecting person will be kept. Imagine you've put a seed in a garden, watered it, made sure it gets enough sunlight, and done everything else you could to help it grow. But can you make it grow? No. Growth happens on its own timetable, controlled by forces you can't change. Relationships are the same way. Kindness, honesty, and authenticity are beneficial things to show, but you also need to trust the process. Epictetus said, "Don't wish for things to happen the way you want them to. Instead, wish for them to happen as they do, and you will be serene." When you let go of the outcome, you stop worrying about what will happen next and make room for calm, confidence, and self-respect. That energy is magnetic. Think about how other people see you when you're desperately trying to please them. Overthinking and self-doubt can be exhausting to witness. On the other hand, think about how someone who is content with themselves, they've done their part and aren't waiting for approval, affects others. That kind of presence is unforgettable. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring or give up. It means you've focused your energy on your effort and allowed the outcome to unfold naturally. This is active surrender to overcome your fears. For example, imagine telling someone how you feel and then letting go of the need for a specific response. Wouldn't that be freeing? Instead of waiting for their response, it changes the power dynamic. Say what you're worth. Your true self has demonstrated your value. Now it's their turn to validate it. When you let go, you're telling yourself, "I trust that I've done my best, and that is enough." This way of thinking gives you a sense of independence that people can't help but notice. You're not chasing anyone, and in that stillness, you become someone worth chasing. Here's another thing to think about. When you refuse to let go, you're holding on to a future that doesn't exist yet. You're trying to control something imaginary. Wouldn't it be better to focus on the present and abilities? This is true for more than just partnerships. It's a rule of life that applies to any chance, be it a job, an artistic project, or even a personal goal. Letting go and doing your best make room for growth and clarity, so the next time you feel like hanging on too tight, ask yourself, have I done my best? If the answer is yes, then let go. This question can alter your whole life and relationships. Remember that the freedom to let go isn't just about peace of mind. It's also about reclaiming your energy, time, and self-respect. People start to notice and miss your presence when you live fully, unapologetically, and authentically, free from the need for an outcome. In the next step, we'll look at another transformative principle that builds on this idea. Being clear and strong requires accepting things as they are. 4. Just accept things the way they are. How much of your energy do you use? 4. When you wish things were different, do you find yourself saying things like, "If only they noticed me more," or "If only they felt the same way I do"? This way of thinking often leads to frustration, longing, and even anger. But here's the truth. Wishing doesn't change the truth, and holding on to unrealistic ideas of how things should be takes us farther away from the peace we want. Stoicism helps us remember a basic truth. What others think and do is out of our control. We can only react to them. It's not straightforward to learn this lesson because our hearts often want things that our minds tell us we can't have. But acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means seeing truth clearly, without emotions or wishful thinking getting in the way. Marcus wrote, "You control your mind, not the outside world." Realize this, and you will find power. Think about how much freer you'd feel if you stopped fighting against what is, and instead of complaining about what you can't change, you accepted it. Acceptance isn't giving up. It's freedom. It's choosing to work with truth instead of fighting it. Think about the relationships or situations in your life that make you the angriest. Are they making you upset because they don't live up to your hopes? Ask yourself, am I holding on to an ideal that doesn't exist? Are you attempting to impose something that doesn't belong? These are tough questions to face, but they're necessary for growth. When you accept things as they are, you stop wasting energy on resistance, and you stop trying to rewrite a story that's not going the way you planned. Instead, you focus that energy on becoming more resilient and clear. This doesn't mean you stop caring or trying. It just means you accept what you can control and let go of what you can't. Consider the scenario of unreturned feelings. Maybe you've been chasing someone who doesn't feel the same way about you. You've been doing everything you can to make them see how valuable you are. You think, if I just do this one more thing, maybe they'll come around. But you can't control their feelings, and that this fantasy is prolonging your pain. Acceptance in this case doesn't mean lowering your standards or settling for less. It means facing the facts, no matter how hard they may be, and choosing to move forward with grace. It means telling yourself, this is where we are now. How do I respond in a way that honors my peace and integrity? But acceptance isn't just for relationships. It's a way of thinking that can change every part of your life, from a setback at work to a missed opportunity to a tough conversation. When you accept what happened, you can answer thoughtfully instead of impulsively. It clears up your emotions and gives you the strength to deal with problems. Someone once said that a poor person is not one who doesn't have enough, but one who wants more. When we want something that doesn't exist, we can't be content with the present. However, accepting life as it is frees us from wanting things to be different, giving us clarity, peace, and power. Acceptance also has a surprising effect on others. When you stop trying to control or persuade, you give them the space to come to their own conclusions. You're no longer projecting desperation or clinging to unrealistic expectations. Instead, you're grounded, present, and calm. This energy is powerful. It shows others that you respect, effect their autonomy, and it allows genuine connections to flourish. So what does acceptance look like in practice? It's recognizing the reality of the situation, no matter how uncomfortable it may feel. It's refusing to fight against what is, and instead focusing on what you can control: your own actions, thoughts, and responses. And most importantly, it's understanding that acceptance is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to your strength. When you embrace this habit, you'll notice a shift, not just in your relationships, but in yourself. The weight of unmet expectations will lift, and you'll find a sense of clarity that allows you to move forward with confidence. This is the foundation of inner peace, a peace that others can't help but notice and admire. From this place of acceptance, you're ready to explore the next transformative habit, trusting the timing. Trust the 5. Put your trust in the timing. How often do we wish that life would go according to our plans? We want relationships to start quickly, bonds to solidify on our terms, and our feelings to be in perfect harmony. But here's the unpleasant truth. Life and love don't work on a schedule we can set. The more we attempt to rush or control the outcome, the more we disrupt the natural flow of things. As we try to control the outcome, we disrupt the natural flow. Ask yourself, have I been patient, or have I been trying to control the clock? To be stoic, we must give up our need to be in charge and accept the process. Time, according to Marcus Aurelius, resembles a swiftly flowing river of ephemeral occurrences, swiftly vanishing and supplanted by the next. In other words, life moves at its own pace, and trying to fight it will only make us tired. On the other hand, trusting in the timing of things allows us to navigate through them. Grace. Think about a time when you rushed a connection. Perhaps you pushed too hard for someone to notice you, or tried to accelerate the pace of a budding relationship. What happened? Likely the pressure created resistance, and the connection didn't unfold as you'd hoped. The truth is, people need time and space to come to their own conclusions, and when you try to control the timing, you inadvertently take away their ability to see you clearly. Now consider the opposite. Imagine stepping back, showing up authentically, and allowing things to develop naturally. When you trust the timing, you give others the freedom to reflect on your presence, without feeling overwhelmed or pressured. You create a sense of ease and confidence that is both rare and attractive, but trusting. The timing isn't about passively waiting, it's about actively aligning your actions with patience. Ask yourself, am I doing everything within my control to nurture this connection, while allowing it the time it needs to grow? If the answer is yes, then you've already done your part. The rest is out of your hands. Being patient also helps you see when something might not be right for you. When you're in a hurry, it's simple to miss warning signs or ignore the truth of a situation because you're too focused on what you want to happen. However, trusting the timing helps you see things clearly, knowing when to put your energy into something and walk away with peace. In a garden, you wouldn't expect seeds to sprout overnight or dig them up daily to check on them. Instead, provide them with water and sunlight and allow them to grow over time. The same is true for relationships. You have the potential to destroy something that could have flourished naturally. Epictetus asserted that you possess a finite amount of time, and if you fail to utilize it for personal growth, it will vanish forever. Trusting the timing isn't just about relationships. It's a way of life. It means realizing that every moment has a reason and that you missed the beauty of what's happening now because you were in a hurry. So how do you start trusting the timing? Start by letting go of your connection to results. Keep in mind that the things intended for you will not elude you. Maintain your patience by focusing on the changes you can make to enhance your growth. Accept the timing of your actions and thoughts, and let the rest happen. You'll appear calm and confident, and people will know you're not chasing or clinging. You're just there, rooted and safe, and that energy is magnetic. It pulls people in because it makes them feel like they can explore the relationship on their own terms. If this hits home for you, stop and think. Are you letting things happen naturally, or are you trying to speed things up? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and write the phrase, "One trusts the timing," to show that you're committed to this strong way of thinking. If this journey is helping you, please let me know by liking this video. It helps more people who are looking for these Stoic principles, clarity and power in their relationships. After discussing patience, let's discuss another skill that can change your life: getting rid of fear. Here, we confront the invisible force that prevents many of us from living courageously and honestly. Stay with me, because what's coming next could make everything different. Eliminate fear. It's the silent voice that speaks. Stop letting fear and questions creep into your mind. The unseen burden stifles your progress and casts a shadow when you strive for maximum brightness. How often do you act out of fear? How often do you hesitate, overthink, or shrink out of fear of others' opinions, their reactions, or rejection? Consider the extent to which fear, rather than strength, drives your life. Stoicism gives us a freeing way to think about fear. Marcus Aurelius said that people shouldn't be afraid of death, but rather of never starting to live. In other words, fear itself is not the real enemy. The real danger is letting fear take away your potential, your confidence, and your authenticity. When fear controls your life, you're not living. You're just existing, stuck in what-ifs. This is especially clear in relationships. Consider instances where you resisted expressing your genuine emotions due to fear of rejection, or concealed your genuine feelings to avoid alienating someone. You might have conveyed an excessively cautious message, tread carefully, or shied away from taking risks to safeguard what you fear losing. When you act out of fear, your energy changes. You become hesitant, uncertain, and reactive, and people can tell even if you think you're trying to hide it. Fear shows up in the little things, like how you second-guess your words, need constant reassurance, and hesitate to fully show up as yourself. This energy can be exhausting for you and those around you. But what if you chose a different path? Imagine how free it would be to express yourself without overthinking, to make connections without worrying about rejection all the time, and to be yourself without any shame, no matter what happened. How would that feel? Fear often acts like a guardian, making you think that it is keeping you safe. However, safety and stagnation are not mutually exclusive. When you let fear guide your decisions, you may avoid pain, but you also miss out on growth. Discovering new experiences and the opportunity to accomplish something extraordinary are also missed. Stoicism teaches us to face our fears head-on, not by saying they don't exist, but by knowing what they are really like. Fear is a sign, not a boss. Fear serves as a reminder of what's important, but it cannot make decisions for you unless you grant it permission. Now picture yourself in a situation where you're holding back out of fear. Perhaps you're hesitant to say or do something that could lead to rejection. Think about the worst thing that could happen. A close examination will reveal that most fears are overblown and based on made-up situations, not reality. And even if the worst-case scenario does occur, is it really as terrible as you think it would be? It tells us that we are strong and can handle a lot more than we think. The best way to get rid of fear is not to push it away, but to act anyway. Take small steps to face your fears. If you're afraid of being open and honest, share something honestly and meaningfully, even if it makes you feel bad. Remind yourself that rejection is beyond your control if you fear rejection. What is in your control is your choice to show up fully and authentically. Here's the paradox. The moment you stop letting fear control your actions, you become more attractive to yourself and others. There's a quiet confidence that comes with knowing you faced your fears and acted with integrity. People gravitate towards individuals who embrace risk-taking, as it demonstrates strength, resilience, and self-respect. Think of fear as fog. When it surrounds you, everything seems heavy, uncertain, and unclear. But walking through it reveals it wasn't as solid as it seemed. You gain freedom, clarity, and the understanding that your capabilities surpass your initial expectations. Ask yourself, what am I afraid of? How is that fear holding me back? More importantly, what could you gain by being brave? When you get rid of fear, you make room for something much stronger: confidence. People can't help but notice and respect your honesty and energy. Now that you've gotten over your fear, you're ready to start the next habit that will change your life: putting a smile to beneficial use. Stay with me, because this small but important change can alter how you see yourself and how other people see you. 7. Use a 7's strength. Use the power of a smile. Take a moment to think about the last time someone smiled at you. Did it make you feel comfortable or even interested in that person? A smile can mean anything to anyone. It's so simple and powerful. But here's a question for you. Do you use your smile to connect with others, or do you let your feelings decide when to show it? Stoicism helps us remember how important it is to stay calm and emotionally stable. In tough situations, a smile is more than just a statement of happiness. It shows the world that, no matter what's going on around you, you stay calm, grounded, and in charge. Marcus Aurelius himself thought that writing could help people feel calm. You control your mind, not what happens in the outside world. There is strength in knowing this, and a smile shows it. Think about this. Life is full of surprises, especially when it comes to relationships. Maybe they didn't reply to your message as warmly as you hoped, or maybe they seem distant, though you may naturally feel angry or hurt. What if you smiled to show your calmness? How could that change affect your energy and how others see you? A smile shows that you're happy. It says, "This doesn't shake me. I'm in charge of my feelings, and I choose to rise above." People gravitate towards individuals who maintain their positivity amidst challenging circumstances. It's not about pretending everything is fine. It's about showing that you're strong and not affected by the small setbacks that life inevitably brings. There's a quiet strength in a smile that gives off confidence. It lets people know that you're not defined by their actions or by short-term events. Imagine walking into a room wearing a serene, effortless smile. How do you think people would react? They'd probably see you as friendly, confident, and interesting, someone worth paying attention to. That's the power of this simple act. But smiling has benefits that go beyond how other people see you. Scientists have found that smiling can make you feel better even if you're not in a positive mood. The act of smiling sends a message to your brain that you're happy, which in turn lowers your stress and makes you feel better overall. Your smile is a gift to others and to yourself. Stoicism stresses the importance of controlling what you can. You can't change how other people treat you or the results of your efforts, but you can change how you present yourself to the world. A smile is a powerful way to do this because it shows calm and strength, which naturally attracts people. Now, consider how you come across when you speak to others. People don't remember everything you say, but they always remember how you made them feel. A smile leaves a warm and positive image that lasts. This energy makes people miss you when you're gone and wonder why they make me feel better when they're here. But here's the thing. A smile must be genuine. Only real smiles work to hide how you feel or out of habit. It lacks the energy required to truly connect with others. Being confident in your abilities lets you smile even in difficult situations. It shows how strong you are on the inside. Take a moment to think about how often you let small irritations or setbacks keep you from smiling. What would be different if you chose to keep smiling even when things didn't go your way? This doesn't mean hiding your feelings or acting joyful when you're not. It means choosing to stay cool and collected through life's ups and downs. When you smile, you not only change your own energy, but also the energy of those around you. People naturally gravitate toward you, and they miss that light when you're not around. 8. Take in 8. Accept uncertainty. Uncertainty. When the path ahead is unclear, how do you react? Back off or try to force it? You need clarity in an environment that doesn't permit it. It's hard to handle uncertainty, which can be overwhelming. But what if uncertainty wasn't a source of fear, but rather an opportunity for growth? Stoicism tells us that the only thing that is certain in life is doubt. Things like relationships, chances, feelings, and even the ground we walk on can all change. Marcus Aurelius says, "You could end your life right now. Let that decide what you do, say, and think." This isn't a call to despair. It's a call to action. It's a warning that the unpredictable nature of life is exactly what makes each moment in relationships so valuable. Not knowing where you stand, how others feel, or the future can be unbearable. It's tempting to look for guarantees, demand answers, and take charge of the story. But the paradox is that the more you fight uncertainty, the more it controls you, and the more you embrace it, the freer you become. What does it mean to embrace uncertainty? It requires letting go of promises and accepting uncertainty. Imagine going into a relationship not thinking about what it will become, but what I can learn from it right now. How would that change your experience? Knowing some things are out of your control is accepting uncertainty. It doesn't mean you stop caring or giving up on what you want. It means you trust the process and believe that you can handle whatever comes your way. We don't worry about things. It's our understanding of them that matters. The unknown is only scary when we make it so. Much of your anxiety about the future stems from concocting scenarios in your mind, such as, what if they lose interest? What if this doesn't work out? What if I get hurt? These questions, while natural, take you away from the present moment and into a world of made-up fears. But when you let go of what-ifs and focus on the present, you gain power. Uncertainty isn't a void. It's a canvas where anything can happen. It's where new possibilities can arise. When you accept this, you become more open, flexible, and strong. You stop trying to plan your life and start living it. When you embrace uncertainty, you show confidence and courage. Think about the people who inspire you. Are they the ones who hold on to security or the ones who bravely step into the unknown? People will notice how calm you are and admire your ability to deal with life's unexpected turns with this energy. Grace. In real life, accepting uncertainty means fighting the urge to overthink things or always look for reassurance. It entails trusting that the connections meant for you will unfold organically rather than coercing them into existence. Often, being clear can exacerbate the situation. It means focusing on the things you can control, like your actions, your thoughts, and your reactions, and letting go of the things you can't. When you embrace uncertainty, you free other people to be themselves. You take away the pressure of expectations and make room for real connection to happen. People gravitate towards individuals who embrace uncertainty as it demonstrates strength instead of independence. When you're not there, they'll miss your steady and calm presence. Ask yourself what you're holding on to and what future fears are holding you back. Then, take a deep breath and let them go. Accept the unknown not as a problem to solve, but as an integral part of life's beauty. With this mindset, you'll realize that the unknown is where growth and change happen, not something to fear. With uncertainty as your friend, you're ready for the last habit, staying consistent and strong. This is where all the lessons come together to make lasting change. Hold on, because this is the base of everything we've built so far. 9. Be steady. And 9. Stay resilient and consistent. Think about the goals you've set for yourself, the habits you've started, or the relationships you've worked hard to build. How many of them have you given up on because they didn't work out right away? How many times have you given up not because you couldn't succeed, but because it was too difficult to keep going? Now ask yourself what your life would be like if you were consistent and resilient, no matter what setbacks you faced. Stoics teach us that to be successful in relationships, personal growth, or just life, it's not about big actions or short bursts of work. It's about showing up every day with a steady purpose. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that obstacles become the path. They are not reasons to quit. They are chances to get better. Being strong is the key to. In order to turn relationship problems into successes, you need to be consistent and strong. Relationships take time to strengthen, and a single interaction does not build trust. Love, respect, and admiration grow over time with steady work and a strong commitment to your values. But there's a catch. Being consistent doesn't mean being perfect. It means being your true self, even when things get hard. Ask yourself, am I consistent in what I do, or do I let setbacks derail me? When things don't go as planned, do I give up too soon? There are a lot of people who rush into relationships and then back out when things don't go as planned, but real bonding takes time, persistence, and strength. It requires you to consistently show up, even when you are uncertain about the future. Consider an individual who experiences rejection, yet remains resilient. They don't give up or get angry. They think, learn, and navigate life with an open heart. That's fortitude. It means getting up and continuing without losing sight of who you are and what you value. You should also be consistent with how you treat yourself. Are you kind to yourself even when things don't go your way? Do you stick to your values even when it's simple to give in? Being resilient means not letting outside conditions tell you how valuable you are or stop you from moving forward. Think of someone you admire for being strong and stable. What makes them resilient? If someone stands out, it's probably not because they can avoid problems, but because they can face them with grace and determination. When you have this attitude, people can depend on you, respect you, and value you, and when you're not there, your absence is felt. Let's break this down into actionable steps. How can you make your relationships more stable and consistent? To grow as a person, start by doing small, important things. Stay true to your promises and support your loved ones when things go wrong. Second, instead of seeing setbacks as failures, see them as chances to learn. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this that will help me get stronger? ISM tells us that getting ahead isn't always easy. Seneca said that trouble makes the mind as strong as the body. He said that accepting challenges as part of the process will build inner strength that helps you and inspires others. Consistency and resilience are what make you stand out, while others may fail. Give up or lose your mind. Being consistent with your values and goals builds trust and admiration in relationships. This is particularly potent as it demonstrates your resilience to situational changes and your dependability. Finally, remember that being resilient doesn't mean never feeling down. It means recognizing those feelings and choosing to keep going anyway. It means realizing that every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. To become someone people admire and miss, you must first stay the course and show up consistently, even when it's hard. If the answer is yes, then you've unlocked the key to transformation. These principles, showing your true self, finding strength and solitude, and staying consistent, are not quick fixes. They're a way of life based on Stoic philosophy. Live by them and make others miss you while creating a purposeful, peaceful, and authentic life. Thanks for going with me on this trip. If these ideas have struck a chord with you, please share your thoughts below. I'd like to hear about your experiences and how you're applying these ideas. Until next time, let's continue to learn, grow, and live with purpose. Always be yourself and may your journey bring you strength. The strength of being real in your life. Congratulations! You've reached the end of this trip, but it's really just the start. The 9 habits we've talked about aren't quick fixes or surface-level ways to make someone miss you. Instead, they're about building a strong sense of self-worth, inner peace, and resilience that changes not only your relationships, but also your whole life. Each habit comes from the philosophy of Stoicism, which tells us to focus on the things we can control. Mindsets and reactions, while letting go of what we can't change, are important parts of living an honest life. If you believe the timing and stay strong, you'll naturally become someone that people miss. Your inner worth will validate you, making your presence significant. Unforgettable. Ask yourself, what is the next step I can take to embody these habits in my life? Remember, transformation doesn't happen all at once. It's the result of small, consistent actions taken every day. If this journey resonates with you, let's take it a step further. Share in the comments below which of these habits speaks to you the most, and what is one way you can begin practicing it in your life today. Your insights are greatly appreciated. If these principles resonate with you, consider sharing them with someone who could also benefit from them. Together, we can disseminate the wisdom of Stoicism and assist others in discovering the power of living authentically and courageously. Thank you for being part of this conversation. Remember, you are the director of your own story, not a character in someone else's. Stay true to yourself, appreciate the beauty of your flaws, and have faith that everything meant for you will align at the appropriate time. Until next time, keep going strong. May you always find peace and strength.